One of your former squads, the Niners. So on, they
Yeah.
made some big announcements a few days ago. Obviously, it's our first time on the air since announcing that Jimmy G restructured his deal. He's going to be in the San Fran. He's going to be in that locker room for this year. No trade clause in his deal as well. Restructured his deal, still saying it's Trey's team. Trey didn't have a great preseason, in my opinion. But Jimmy G staying in the locker room, staying a 49er, man. What were your immediate thoughts on this, on hearing this news?
Man, so Dante Whitner, man, he posted something like right before the news broke and was like, man, what if Jimmy G restructures his contract and stays in San Fran? And my immediate reaction was like, nah, don't restructure and get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
get you a fresh start. Trey Lance is now the starter. As a former starter of that team, and you still feel as though like you in your prime. Obviously, he's coming off a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, get out of there, man. Get a fresh start. You know what I mean? But I think, and we kind of spoke on this once before. It's like, just the timing of that shoulder injury hurt Jimmy G and hurt the market. So this is where we at right now. Now you're looking forward to the season. I think it's you got some good in it, you got some bad in it, right? The good part is like, okay, you got your young boy, you got your future, and he's gonna be able to go out there, he's gonna be able to start and see what he does, right? But in take, you got Jimmy G sitting behind him, who we all know is capable of playing some great football. So to that point, it's like, okay, well, if Trey Lance has some struggles, which he is, and I think everybody's expecting that he's going to have some. He's going to have some struggle. That comes with it. Now you start hearing the noise on the outside. It's like, okay, well, he's struggling. You got Jimmy G backing him. Say Jimmy G gets healthy, you got a good team over there on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
What do you do then? You know what I'm saying? So again, it's some good, being that you got you a reliable backup quarterback, but then on the bad, it's like, if you're Trey Lance, like, how much pressure do you have to try to go out there and play a perfect game week in and week out, because you have this guy sitting behind you. So it's kind of tough.
Yeah. Definitely good and bad. My first reaction when I saw it, I agree with you, and I'm sure the market was kind of messed up for Jimmy. I still feel like he'd have probably been a colt if he didn't have to have that shoulder surgery after the season. But I felt like you, man. I'm like, damn, how is this dynamic going to be in the locker room? And I never speak on a locker room that I'm not in. I was in my own locker rooms, but that San Francisco locker room, and they've been teammates now for a year at least. A year already. So they kind of got used to, I guess, the dynamic. But I'm like, damn, how is that going to be? And now with Trey going in, like you said, we expect him to struggle. I know I expected him coming into this year. I'm like, all right, I'm going to look at this year kind of like Trey Lance's junior year in college. Yeah. And that's tough to do, because that's a team that's built to win. Like, you got studs up and down that roster: Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Jimmy Ward, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Trent Wood. Like, you got players on that team that's built to win right now. So, and we know as players, we can't really take, it's not like basketball, like that trust the part. Like, we can't take years, for granted. They fresh off an NFC championship, been to a Super Bowl a few years ago. I think 15 guys are still on that team from the Super Bowl team. And shoot, you went to Super Bowl twice, right?
Yeah.
So 2 Super Bowl appearances in 14 years. And that's like, I played 9 years, got the one AFC championship game, and that was it. So you can't take these years when you have these type of teams for granted. That's how players think. So I know Trey get out there and struggle 3-4 weeks, and you look at a guy that can play good ball, probably up there, slicing and dicing the scout team up a couple weeks. So the defense team playing scout team as a quarterback. Yeah. So it's like, that's a tough dynamic for Trey. I wouldn't say necessarily tough for Jimmy, because now he gets to stay in the system, stay on ice until he gets to kind of probably pick his next team next season. So it's a weird dynamic. Like you said, some good, some bad. The good thing about it is, hey, 49ers might have the best quarterback situation in the league again because you got two guys that can go in there and start. You know what I'm saying? I be early on shots. I be way early on shit. So they might still have the best because if Trey Lance becomes what they expect him to become with everything they traded to get that number 3 pick, then they'll win in the end. But if you look at the last year's quarterbacks, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Davis Mills, like all these guys struggled. Like except for Mac Jones probably had the best year, but all those guys struggled in their first year. So this is going to be Trey's first year really playing. So once again, we expect some struggles, but it's going to be interesting to see how that team, how that locker room manages it. And, you know, I'm hopeful that Trey figures it out and gets out there and balls.
Nah, no doubt. No, so I'm throwing, as we do often, I'm throwing the GM hat at you, right? I'm throwing the GM hat at you and the head coaching hat at you, right? We in San Fran, right? We week 3. Trey's not playing well. And we all know, you know what I mean, we got an extra game, so it's 17 games. Week 3, week 4. I'll give you week 5. I'll give you week 5. Trey, and as a head coach, as a GM, this is not really what I'm not liking what I'm seeing from that position. I'm not wishing bad on Trey. I'm just hypothetically speaking. Hypothetically speaking, we want the young man to go out there and ball. But week 5, Trey isn't playing the style of ball or the type of ball we want him to play. GM John Lynch go down. Coach Shanahan's off and said, "Hey man, I don't know. You know, Jimmy G's healthy. He knows the offense. You know, he's been running it for a couple years, and you know, we wanted to give the keys to the young boy, but it's just not looking good right now. Week 5, what do you do?
What's our record?
Say you 2-2. I'm gonna give you 500.
Ooh, 2-2.
You 2-2.
But Jimmy not playing. But Trey not.
Defense so that's what I'm saying.
Trey, okay.
Like, So you 2-2. You 500. But again, I'm just talking about that position. The position isn't. It doesn't.
I got to sub him out. If we 0-5, and I've stuck with him that long, I'm gonna just ride with the young guy because chances are we ain't making a run that year. Probably not even making the offs. I got a long-term commitment with Trey. Our eggs are in that basket. Like we got to be right with this guy. So if we're 0-5, if we're 1-4, 1-5, some shit like that, I'm gonna just stick with the young kid. We 2-2, and we're not seeing any progress from that position. Maybe we're even seeing some regression. Now I'm putting Jimmy in, and we say, hey, this is the 1 year. This is another year. We got to have some packages for Trey. I'm putting Jimmy. I know that's going to be tough on him mentally and all that stuff, but hey, it's the nature of the beast.
So you said if you 1-4, 0-5, you sticking with the young guy?
Yeah. We might as well just think, get another.
But you just said D-Butt. You just said that guys is like we don't have that.
I'm a GM. I'm a GM head coach. I just signed. They just signed what 5-6 year extensions. So we're gonna be here.
So the players looking at you like,
damn. They are. But hey, guys, this is the guy we're going with. As a GM, as a head coach, as a player, we want to win every game, every Sunday. We want to win. You got players that's gonna be hitting the market. It's gonna be free agents. When you're a free agent, you want to be coming from a winning team. You don't want to be a free agent of a 5-12 football team. So as players, we want to win every game. We want to win right now, every year. There is no trust the process, the long term. We want to win right now, every year, because they are the GM, the head coach. They're reevaluating that roster really every week. The people that's been in that building, that's the real process. So, as a player, it's different, but as a head coach, as a GM who have already traded these assets, and now our future kind of is tied to Trey Lance. Like, he ain't gonna get better being on the bench. So if we're 0-5, we 1-4, I'm gonna just rock with the young kid. Now we kind of 500. I'm throwing Jimmy G in there like, hey, let's save this season. But and he's not playing well. So, but once again, it's hypothetical. We always put that positive energy
Put that
in
good
the air
juju
with
in the air.
players.
No,
Yeah,
no doubt.
we put that good juju in the air. So they drafted Trey to take that next step. You know, the grass is not always greener, but they take that next step and kind of take the training wheels off of the quarterback position on this team. So hopefully they're right.
Yeah.
Hopefully they are right.
Man, so
we know potential get folks fired though. But
if we